Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. We're here. We are finally back on our Monday night Nitro reactions, picking right where we left off on episode 11 and 12. Um, yeah, Nitro episodes 11 and 12. Uh, we've done like two pay per views. What was it?
There
Fall
was
Brawl
World War.
and Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, that's it. That's
The
it.
upcoming one should be World War Three.
Yeah, that's what I was
Uh,
thinking about.
And if you guys would like to follow along with us and watch these episodes as we watch them, you can go under Peacock and go under episode 11 and 12. And if you want to know what timestamp we're at, we'll tell you guys. If you don't have Peacock, I'm pretty sure there's some kind of website out there or some kind of YouTube something that
Hmm.
has these matches. Uh,
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
but yeah, I'm ready to go when you are.
All right, going into it.
I'm pressing play now.
There we go.
This intro never gets old.
No, it doesn't. Very nostalgic.
Am I coming in okay?
Yeah, you're coming in fine.
All right.
My peacock's just going slow.
Jacksonville, Florida. This is where this one was at. I wonder where this was at. Or what arena it was. Oh, I know where they're at. It's right across the street from my Daly's place, where AEW goes. I
Yeah.
forget what it's called though.
Oh,
Super
great! I got a
Dog.
commercial.
I'll pause it. Pause the commercial break. There's a lot of comments. Jenna Bobs. Thanks for watching. Jenna, I haven't seen you on
Yeah,
here.
thank
Thanks for watching.
you.
I wish Eddie could have met. Yeah, that would have that'd have been really good. Eddie Guerrero and Andrade
That would have been awesome.
in that
I could see Eddie managing him.
Monday Nitro. Josh Barrett. You guys think if do you guys think if Russo wouldn't have gotten involved in WCW, wouldn't have gotten involved, WCW would still be around? I
Hmm.
don't know because Eric Bischoff was throwing a lot of money around.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, it wasn't really on. It really wasn't on good standings before Russo came along. I mean, he didn't. I don't think he made it any better than it was.
I think some things may have turned out differently, but it still would have been out of business probably because
Yeah,
they were headed for doom, like spending
yeah,
money left and right, and so had to produce their
and
money back.
and once they had the new shareholders, they didn't want to have wrestling on TNT any longer. Once they took over, so I think that was
Yeah,
part of the AOL deal and stuff like that. All right, I think
I
I'm
think.
ready.
All right, I'm pressing play. What time snap are you at?
Uh, right now I'm at right now I'm at 32 seconds, and then they're just now coming in. The fireworks are going off.
All right. Let me go back. Corey. Yeah, but I'm glad they're back too. I hope to continue the Monday things again.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Super Dog. Bobby
I'm trying
Heenan's
to
already
remember
got
the
that.
name of. I'm trying to remember the name of Mongo McMichael's dog. I can't. Like, it just seems to.
Bobby Heenan's already got that look on his face that he's already done. He's already done.
But being in some of the best parts of the show, man.
I remember what was the last was it Halloween Havoc and
Yeah,
Giant beat up on Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage and he said like it couldn't happen to two better people and
yeah,
start
that was a
clapping.
great line.
This episode's well, I don't know if it's main event, but I think the highlight match was with the thumbnail is this episode is Dean Malenko versus Sting.
Oh
And
yes,
like I don't base it on the main events anymore because I've learned my lesson with Hulk Hogan matches. I just put like the feature, I just feel like I just put the featured matches that I feel like would be good.
Yeah. Oh god, this is the Dark Hulk Hogan. This is like a
Yeah,
little bit before the Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the Phantom of the Opera
this is
looking
what you
at.
want to do, I guess. This is what you want to do with your TV time, I
The
guess.
Phantom of the Opera brother. I think there's probably some like this is like at the height of its goofiness in WCW, like right before the NWO came through. This is like at the height of it being like as goofy as it can be.
I feel yeah, like once the NWO happened, they kind of like went away with the kind of characters like this, like the
Yeah, the cheesiness.
yeah, like I haven't even watched all the Nitros when WCW was around, but I could just tell by like just watching stuff on the WWE network and documentaries and
hmm
stuff, you could just tell it was more serious.
Yeah, I mean, I remember growing up watching it, and you can kind of see the change of it as as time progressed. You can see the changing of the guard, so to speak. From it going to like this something that's geared towards children to get to it being geared towards the high school and college kids.
I don't know what Nitro was, but it was the one where the like NWO whooped up on Rey Mysterio and a
Yeah.
bunch of them outside, and someone like at the event called the cops on the like NWO like actual cop like they called 911. They
Yes,
came
I've
to the
heard that
event.
one. Yeah,
Thing.
that's true. That actually did happen. That's how much heat they had back then. It was pretty awesome.
I mean, it's not good in one way, but in one way, if people's really engaged to it,
Yeah. If people are believing it that much to where they want to call the police on wrestlers performing in a
then
wrestling show, I mean
then actual
that's
police
good
showed up
stuff.
there, like they
Yeah.
were gonna like arrest Kevin Nash for throwing Rey Mysterio onto that
Yeah, like he
what do you call,
torpedoed him in that thing in the trailer.
but they that was probably chaos, like all of them coming and then like they already had like their own on set police there.
hmm
Dungeon this Ming sounds like it
Yep,
would be with this
I
theme
think it's
song.
me.
Yeah, with
King
that kind of
Mutton.
theme song. I
I always
like the
thought
name
Ming was a
Haku though.
badass character, though. I always thought Ming was a cool ass character without the Dungeon of Doom. I don't think he even needed the Dungeon of Doom. To me,
I
I
don't really
don't
think
know.
I don't
That's
really
just
think
my
any
opinion.
I don't think anyone in this group besides Kevin Sullivan needed Dungeon of Doom.
Right. I mean, because I think the way Kevin Sullivan saw it, he saw it like a Saturday morning cartoon, like they were the villains. You know.
I heard a lot of people saying that Kevin Sullivan should manage the Dark Order, but I don't know. I don't know how that'd go with today's wrestling and what he's used to.
I mean, like before the whole WCW thing, Kevin Sullivan was known for having this like this in your face satanic character that he would portray. Like he was so dedicated to portraying that character, people actually thought he was an insane satanic person. And I think
I
personally, I
don't know.
think it wouldn't be a bad idea for him to be have something to do with the Dark Order. I mean, if you think about his character of old before WCW,
I mean, he's clearly a creative person for sure.
yeah,
People
I
would
think
be
at the
mad about
time,
this. Like people
yeah,
would be mad about this, but if they had a new how they were building Brody Lee up as the exalted one, Like they
Mm-hmm.
kept on leading up to it, who it was going to be, and have it be someone like Bray Wyatt or you know uh, Kevin Sullivan. But a lot of people doesn't want a new leader in the Dark Order, but eventually they're going to have someone.
I mean,
Uh,
personally, I think I feel the same way. I don't think they really need a leader. If anything, they should just disband the Dark Order. I mean, because
yeah, see, a lot of
I
people
don't think I don't think it's been any good since Brody was alive.
no, like when he was the leader, that's when like that was their peak. Like that was
He
like
was the
that's
glue, pretty much.
the only way they could get back. They could get back to that is have Bray Wyatt over him be the leader of the Dark Order, which I don't think that's ever going to happen with him. Possibly going back to the WWE,
Yeah.
which I think he will be. Like by the end of this year, I think he'll be back with them. If
I'm
if
sure
he's
of
not
it.
like if he's not already signed and just waiting debut.
Yeah. I mean, because they've been doing some crazy stuff with the White Rabbit and everything in WWE. Like everybody else, I'm thinking that it's Bray Wyatt making his return. So
Yep, I wouldn't be surprised if he go back to and he should go back because AEW doesn't really need anyone really at this point. Like they have
yeah,
enough
I
people.
agree.
They have enough
They just need to
people.
figure out what they need to do with the people that they have.
I mean, maybe not renew a few people like who don't give a who don't care about like maybe Sonny Kiss. Hate to say, uh, and a
Yeah.
few others. If you like, I'd rather see them use Miro or Andrade than.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, if they really wanted to, they could use everybody. Like on Dark and Elevation, stop using so many indie guys and start using your own talent. Then it'd be no problem using
Right.
your guys.
Like everybody's something to do. And that's
Not
one
using.
thing a lot of people, and one thing a lot of people won't bring up about Vince Russo. Sure, he wasn't the best at booking and all that, but he always made sure that everybody had something to do. Like no matter what, he can put you out there. He'll make sure you have something to do. And a lot of people don't talk about that. I'll give him that kudo that he always gave folks work. They may not have liked it, but he always gave them something to do back there.
I know Jim Cornette doesn't like him. He won't like him till the day he dies.
In fact, Jim Cornette wants to go to his funeral to make sure he's dead.
He, he said that he don't. He said that he doesn't know how he's going to do it, but some way, somehow, he's going to be alive to be at his funeral. All I know he's going. All I know he's going to do is raise hell with a lot of his family, probably.
I think. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I think that's hatred he's going to carry with him until
The
the
day
day
he dies.
until the day he dies. Yeah, because that's the thing. Vince Russo he doesn't even
He
care.
didn't
He's
care
like,
at this point.
okay, but
At this point, he didn't care.
but Jim's like, I hate him.
He has to do with a
Uh,
lot of stuff. Like I've heard, like he should. It's basically just wrestling stuff, really.
yeah, I mean,
Over wrestling.
there's a lot of points of Jim Cornette that I will agree with. Maybe not every single thing, but yeah, when it comes to Vince Russo, I mean, I do kind of agree with him because Vince really never did care about the business itself. He just saw the money in it.
See, a lot of people forget that Vince Russo, you know, helped create some of the big storylines with Stone Cold versus The Rock, Triple H and Stone Cold.
Hmm.
Like he helped develop those stories.
Yeah.
But there is some dumb ideas he's had. There's been some.
Yeah.
I think that's with a lot of with everyone. Like a lot of people has very good ideas, and some ideas are just
Yeah.
plumb stupid.
Like a pinata on the pole match.
Yeah,
That was dumb and racist at the same time.
was that on WCW?
Yeah, WCW. That was a Vince Russo idea.
Who is this? Is that yes, Lex Luger?
Jeez, look at him. He took all the steroids that day.
Yeah,
His
because
veins have muscles, man.
from the last time we was, I know it's been like a month since we've watched these, but he wasn't that jacked
Yeah, he got
before.
bigger.
Kristen Wild in action next. I don't know who that is he's going against, but yeah,
This is when they
commercial.
started having a. This is when they started having. I think they started having a trade with Japan with talent, and like they would have
I,
some of their people go to Japan, and Japan would come over here, and people from Japan would come over here.
I feel like WCW really made the luchador wrestling more popular in the United States with bringing in Rey Mysterio, Psychosis, Super Crazy, Juventud Guerrera, and some
Yeah,
others. Like
because they were
they really
because it was the first to really put them on national TV.
and then like really the only one WWE picked up was Rey Mysterio. I mean, they got Ultimate Dragon,
Yeah.
and that was really it. Like they never went with anyone else. I mean, Kalisto and Sin Cara, I guess,
Yeah, but do we really want to
but
count that?
but I mean, like real legendary luchadors back then, he only got Rey Mysterio, and he just went with him.
Hmm.
Ooh, Jason Blue. You don't like Sunny Kiss. I noticed that I didn't like Sunny Kiss. I just, if you got to pick and choose,
Yeah,
uh,
somebody's got to go. I mean, he why not him?
if you got to pick and choose, you got to think about who would you keep. Would you rather keep Andrade or Sunny Kiss? I think the choice is pretty
Right. Who's the
easy.
bigger draw? I think it'll be Andrade.
It's not about liking someone; it's just making
It's
sacrifices
business.
you have to make. But if they really wanted to, they don't have to release. Well, like they don't really release people. Like when their contract expire, they don't renew them,
Hmm.
or unless you have something on you, they release you.
Yeah. I mean,
But
see, personally, I think Sonny Kiss is a good talent. I think he's talented. I just
yeah,
think that he's not getting any TV time. They're not doing anything with him. Why is he back there then? It's like they're
I
wasting
think
his
now
time and the
with him
company's
being,
time.
I think with him being with the Trustbusters, he's finally got a little bit more TV time. But
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't
where can you
like. I
go with
don't
the
really.
Trustbusters though?
That's the stupidest script I've ever seen put together. Like none of
It's
them
like
go good together. None of them do.
it's
Like you got
the
a
land of
good
misfit
talent.
toys.
You got Parker, uh, who's potentially the next Brock Lesnar. Has a theme song
Yeah,
that doesn't even go with him. Ari Daivari out
right.
of all people. A guy who looks like John Cena from '03. A valet who looks like he should be an Impact. And Sonny Kiss. That does not go good together. I don't
I
know who
mean,
came up with
I
that
agree. I
idea.
mean, you look at them together, it's like, what are they trying to do here? You
But
know,
I
at
can
least a
see
firm, at least a firm, they all
it
kind
goes
of,
together.
you know, yeah, they go together. You can see that the firm goes together. At least that's a good idea. But the Trustbusters, that kind of, I don't know, that went over my head.
I mean, the only I like Davari and Parker. I could see them two together, but
Hmm.
I don't know. I wonder who came up with that. Whose idea that was?
Me too. It's probably TK's.
Because see, a lot of people run ideas by him and he runs with them, but sometimes he doesn't. I mean, you never know. I mean, uh, the Acclaim never met each other before AEW. Tony Khan put them together,
That's right.
and
That's
it
true.
turned out to be a brilliant idea. So, look, I
Yeah.
just like I was saying earlier, people have some very good ideas, and I got some very bad ideas. I think that's with like any wrestling promoter, any promotion that they've always had stupid ideas, and they go with them.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes it's like it's like throwing spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. Sometimes it's a stupid idea, sometimes it's brilliance, you know. Oh, this is actually a pretty badass match.
Oh, he picked. Oh, he almost dropped him. They got him though.
Oh,
Suplex. A lot of these suplexes, like Kristen Law, he's really good at these German suplexes.
yeah.
Three in
Yeah,
a
he
row.
has those snap suplexes. He's also one
They're
of the
kind
only few people I've seen do a snap powerbomb. Nobody does that.
oh, Kristen Law won with the German three German suplexes.
Give me
You
a
don't see
second.
it. I
Be
don't
right back.
think.
Hold on.
Uh, Johnny B. Bad and Eddie Guerrero next. This probably gonna be the best match on the card tonight.
All right, somebody was at my door. I had to go answer it. All right.
You got a commercial.
Yeah, Halloween ends. I'm so tired of these Halloween movies already.
I got some kind of original shows on Peacock.
This better
WCW
be the
stuff.
last Halloween.
I
It's like how
don't
many
like
times you gonna tell this damn story?
the only thing I don't like about Halloween is trying to sleep and kids banging at your door all night long. And like even if you put a sign on your door, no candy, they still do it anyways.
Oh, I've had that problem before too. Like a lot of times I'll just leave the light off, but then like there's then there's those little asshole kids that want to egg houses.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm still young enough to chase them down. Johnny B. Bad, the Dusty Rhodes creation right there. He made up that whole character, of course, based on Little Richard.
Yeah. This is a nice matchup. Eddie Guerrero versus Johnny B. Bad.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I remember watching it, but I forgot who won though. I'm pretty sure Eddie won, but I could be wrong. This was a pretty good match. I do remember that. Very
Bobby
underrated
Heenan,
match.
Bobby Heenan took someone's money. Oh yeah, he's doing that. They're doing that feud with him and Sony on like when he was at that
Mhm.
table, they were talking.
Yeah.
The Japanese have been treated poorly. Those two. Dude, this a Japanese wrestler in the previous match with Chris Benoit. He said Japanese wrestlers are being treated horribly. It's good head scissors. No, they already know what each other's going to go for before they even do it.
See, that's that awesome chemistry. That's awesome. Look at that tit for tat. That's great. That is awesome. I mean, you see very little of that these days. You do see it, but you see very little of that kind of wrestling where you know they counter you, you counter them. They counter you, you counter them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
The
mean,
ones I can think
it's
of, the ones I can think of today is really Ray Phoenix and someone that he's great chemistry with.
yeah.
Probably Ray Phoenix and Pac. They're the only two. I mean, like there's probably some others I'm forgetting about, but oh, that was a good move off the ropes and into a.
Whoa, the pacing in this match is fast. See, that's another thing that they were like I wouldn't say that. Well, yeah, you can say the innovators of like having those matches where they go tit for tat and it's fast paced. And I mean, like at this time, as a kid, watching it, I've never seen wrestling like this before. Like, unless you watch Lucha Libre or something like that, which is very hard to get a hold of if you were a kid at that age back then.
Yeah, you better
But
know someone that
yeah,
knows someone that knows someone.
right. And I mean, looking at it now, you see stuff that they're doing in every other match you see today. But back then, it was special the way that style of wrestling because it's something that you really didn't get to see all the time.
Yeah,
It's just like how super kicks are now a part of every match, but back then it was a special move.
yeah. Shawn Michaels would it was his finishing move. Like
Yep.
if he hit super kick, he had a chance of actually winning. But today, you'll see someone do 30 super kicks in a row and then they kick out.
Yeah. Now it's part of a move set instead of a finisher.
I did like on this past week's Dynamite. It was Tony Storm and Serena Deeb, and the finisher was the power driver. And
Yeah.
Tony Storm won with the move. You don't see that much anymore.
It was a nice power driver too, by the way. It was a pretty good power driver.
A lot of people like to abuse that move, but it's really a finishing move
Yeah.
because you're powering, like you're power driving someone's head right on the mat, like head first.
Yeah. It should be more protected. I mean, I think they just retired the tombstone in WWE.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Like, there's really no one left to use it anyways. Besides the
Right.
Undertaker, who I don't know anyone who even uses that move. I
I
mean
love the
Kane,
idea
but
they retiring it. I love the idea of them retiring the move like it's a jersey. Like a football player retiring the hang his jersey up. It's like they retired the move. They retired the tombstone. Nobody else can use it. It's pretty badass if you ask me.
you see WWE is thinking about for crown jewel thing got coming up with Goldberg versus Veer.
Oh my
That
god.
that's seriously being talked. That's seriously being talked about.
I believe it. I believe it. I
I don't
mean,
want
they
to see
love.
it.
They love. Goldberg in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. They love him there. That's why every
Veer.
other year they're bringing him there.
I don't want to see Goldberg and Veer. I like you're just making people not want to watch.
I don't want to see either of them. Actually, I mean, I'm kind of over both of them.
I'd rather see Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley in a one-on-one match again.
Yes, give me that one and have it actually end in a plausible way.
Yeah, Because last time it was wasn't a fatal five way, wasn't actually a 1-on-1.
Yeah, because last time, the first time they it happened, Roman got involved.
I know they were in at the day one pay per view this year.
Yeah,
It's like a five way.
yeah.
They may win against each other in the elimination chamber. May have they ever had a 1-on-1 match?
Brock
I think
and Bobby yeah, they had one, but Roman kind of messed it up, and I'm trying to remember who won. I think it was Bobby Lashley that won the uh the match due to Roman interfering. Because this is whenever Brock and Roman were having their whole run.
I feel like a Goldberg versus Veer match is something that Vince McMahon would have wanted to do.
Yeah, that does sound like a Vince McMahon move, though.
Oh, that like they haven't built like they sent Veer back to NXT, so hopefully that means we're not doing it.
I mean, I hope not. I mean, because like there are
Is this
better
for the
matches you can
tombstone?
put in that spot. Way better matches you can put in that spot.
It wasn't a power driver. It was a
Oh,
tombstone. They kicked out at 1-2. What the heck?
whoa!
That was not a that like a tombstone.
That was a
Like
really
this.
good tombstone.
Well,
He kicks out of it.
like Eric Bischoff called it a power driver. I didn't look like no power driver
Eric Bischoff doesn't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch.
because power driver is where you have someone. You can tell the difference between a power driver and a tombstone. Tombstone,
Yeah.
you have someone. I mean, it's kind of like the same, but it's two different. How do I say? Like two different stances. Like you know which is
Hmm.
which.
Yeah.
He undoubtedly
And
doesn't.
if you listen to Eric Bischoff during matches, he does a lot of that. He'll call moves the wrong names all the time.
That's probably why they took him out. He decided to go
Yeah,
off commentary.
yeah. I mean, I think he's even made up names for moves. If you listen to him, I mean, he's even made up names. Front leg back kick. I think that was one name he made up for like the spinning back kick, front leg back kick or some shit like that.
I wonder what Bobby Heenan was thinking with him saying these things.
I'm pretty sure
No,
Bobby Heenan, deep in his head, was thinking how much of an idiot he was, but he was getting paid good money to sit
no
there next to him.
contest. Yeah, no winner. It looks like this is gonna be
Yep,
built
no
to a
contest.
big feud.
Yeah, they're supposed to have a
Hopefully,
pay
we
per view
win.
match. Yeah, it should be the next pay per view that they have their match.
That was weird.
And it's actually, it's I
For,
think, as I remember, it was probably it's the best, one of the best matches on the card.
was a few seconds ago that like they hated each other. Now they're just shaking hands and everything's all right. But that was a good match, even despite it wasn't winner.
Hmm.
That really makes them both look good going into a pay per view match. Yeah, Hulk Hogan versus like on paper, you think that'd be a very good match back then, but it only lasted a few seconds.
I know.
I think the Giant interfered in that match. Like I didn't get like a few seconds into the match, and then
Well, I see the Giants out there now. You ever thought about how Kevin Sullivan hates Hulk Hogan, but yet he wore the yellow and red? You ever thought about that?
I'm just noticing that, like all this, he doesn't like Hulk Hogan, but he sure likes
He wears
wearing.
colors. You know what I heard? I heard that Jimmy Hart actually wrote the Wolfpack theme song. Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack. I heard he wrote and produced that whole thing. He didn't perform it. He just wrote it
Uh,
and everything.
to the the uh, the like NWO.
Yeah, he's actually done a lot of music for WCW and WWE. A lot of people don't know that.
I seen one thing where he was a WWE show helped setting up chairs and stuff, and then all the talent didn't do anything. I seen that one. I don't know where they were at, but he's at least in his 60s or 70s, and he's outdoing a lot of these young wrestlers.
He's a worker, man. No matter how you slice it, he's a worker. Whether it's music, managing, setting up the ring, putting up chairs, all that. And I remember back then, this whole angle with the Giant and Hulk Hogan. It was.
Feels
I
drawn
think
out.
I think on the Giants' part, it was rushed because he was pushed so fast because he was big.
Yeah,
Because he got there within like no time, he was making a championship run. I mean,
my
that was
dog
pretty
keeps
much it. It's because his size.
my dog keeps opening the door, but I could care less now. I'm tired of getting up and instantly leave it open.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the Giant was pretty athletic for a dude his size. I mean, the dude could do drop kicks. He can elbow drop off the top rope, all that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I was some people like they only like the Great Khali, like they never would have hired him if he wasn't that tall.
Mm. The hell is Kevin Sullivan doing?
It looked like he was trying to feel like he was having a seizure or something.
That's what I
I
was
don't know
thinking.
what
What
he.
the hell is wrong with him? Somebody get him some help. Put the X up. Let me grab me a drink during this commercial. All right. Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty dope match. I do remember this match. I always thought Dean Malenko had some cool music too.
Yeah, he's a man with a thousand holds.
Hmm. Man of a thousand holds. Remember Jericho? Him and Jericho had that rivalry. Jericho's a man of 1,002. Look at that crowd going nuts over Sting. To this day, people still do that. It's like what 30 years, over 30 years of the Stinger.
Yeah,
Jeez,
I was
he's still doing it.
I was watching something of Jim Ross on the. Oh yeah, it was like AEW has a show on Sundays with RJ City. He interviews wrestlers in
W
the
oh,
AEW. Yeah,
Hey EW, yeah.
yeah. Uh, it was with Jim Ross, and he said that in 2024 it would be 50 years he would be a commentator in professional wrestling. His 50th year anniversary.
50 years. Huh? Yeah, I need to start cooking. Oh, oh yeah, I can. Okay. Uh, Probably another hour. Okay. Forgot they want to make some lasagna. I do want to eat lasagna.
Yeah, Jim Ross' contract expires in 2023, but I hope they renew it just one more year so he can have 50 years in AEW as being a commentator for professional wrestling.
50 years, man.
I forget what day he said it was, but I hope they well like he even said that after he's done with AEW, he's not gonna sign. He's done with wrestling. He's gonna retire,
Hmm.
which he's like at least in his 70s, close to 80s, maybe.
I think so.
Jim Ross, he's only 70.
Hmm.
I remember RJ City asked, like Ricky Stark said that he wanted to be a wrestler at the age of 7, and then RJ City said,
Yeah.
"What did you want?" Then he said, "What did you want to be from the age of the? What did you want to be from the age of 1 to 5?" He said he wanted to wrestle at 6 years old. What did you want to be at from 1 years old to 5 years old?
Yeah, I do remember
Please,
watching that. That is a good. Those are good videos. Those Hey EW. The last one was Christopher Daniels.
yeah. My favorite one has been Tony Storm, but
Yeah,
William Regal was good too. Like all of them has been very funny.
I like the
No,
Danhausen
I like
one.
one,
That was pretty good.
the one with best friends. I don't know who that guy was that died, and he shamed Trent for not going to his funeral or
Oh,
going to going to his restaurant.
RJ City is hilarious though, man. That dude's funny.
He was with WWE on their the bump on well, it used to be WWE Network Peacock.
Yeah, that's right.
He could probably be a start to AEW's own version of their own like their weekly thing, like AEW's own like
Like,
the bump.
yeah,
Of course,
yeah. I was just thinking that
it
too.
wouldn't be called the same thing, obviously, but it'd be the start of something like that. If they would bring back Golden Boy, him and RJC would probably have good chemistry. I could already see it. A lot of people don't know who Golden Boy is. That used to be in AEW. Like they had him for Fighter Fest 2019 and All Out 2019, and one match on Dynamite, and that was it. I don't know whatever happened to him, but he was very, very good.
Hmm.
If they wanted to take anyone off Rampage in the place, take Excalibur off Rampage and put Golden Boy. Like he has no, like he had no wrestling commentary experience, but he sounded so good. Like he'd been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Ooh, shoulder first to the turnbuckle.
Man, I forgot how badass this match was.
It's hard to believe that both these guys are in AEW. Dean Malenko and
Yeah,
Sting.
yeah. Dean's backstage and Sting's still doing his thing in the ring.
I want to see him have a few singles matches. Sting, like they don't have to be long. Like him going against I don't know. One of the 2.0, like one of the 2.0 guys on Rampage in a 2 minute match, and Sting just dominate him.
That's perfect. I would love to watch that.
I mean, like they like to say that Sting can't be in singles matches. They don't want him to get hurt, but doing it like that, he won't get hurt.
Yeah,
And even with these tag matches, he would have already gotten hurt. Like just this last time on Rampage, him going through those tables, if he was going to get hurt, that'd have been it in a tag match. But he seemed like he's been okay
yeah.
after these bumps.
He's actually been playing it pretty safe with this with the stunts that he's been pulling. Actually, and I mean, you don't see people his age doing those dives off of the stage and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's amazing he's still at the age that he's at, and he's still able to do it and still be able to walk the next day. You know.
I think he got injured one time in AEW, but he's been with AEW since 2020 December, and he's only got injured
Hmm.
once. So I'd say he's been doing very good about pacing his moves. What
Yeah,
like he doesn't take high risk moves all the time, but he's taking a lot of high risk moves in AEW. I never thought I'd see him do the things he's doing again, especially with
it's amazing to watch him do.
his career almost coming to an end against Seth Rollins. I'm glad his career didn't like end like that.
I mean, that was very close to him. You know, probably not being able to walk at all. That injury was very close to that. His vocal bombs.
I
I
don't see
mean, you
I
mean
don't see how he's
they. Oh, go ahead.
I don't see how Seth Rollins is still allowed to do that move with injuring Finn Balor and Sting.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think with the practice, I mean, I think with more practice, I think it's a more safer move. But I don't know. I personally, I don't. I feel the same way. I think it's dangerous as hell. That's one of those moves that scare me watching it because it's so easy for you to break something.
Yeah,
And I mean, sure, they land on padding, but the force of the landing, that's what gets it. It's the force of the landing.
Sting wins. That was a really good match. The finish was a roll up, I believe.
Yeah.
That was a really good match. Was that
That
the
was
main event?
awesome.
Yeah,
Yep, that
no,
was the main event.
that's a perfectly booked main event, other than Hulk Hogan and some kind of shenanigans. What's going on here?
I think Sting's still in the ring.
Well, they went to commercial break and they came back and had the yep Sting's
You're just
hit the
wandering
fan.
around the ring.
Junior Oakland must be fixing to come in the ring for an interview or something.
That's something because he's just standing out there, just walking around.
Yep. What made this World War Three more bigger is that whoever won the battle royal, I mean the 3 man battle royal would become the new world champion. Like there wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
world champion at the time. Like it was vacated. So like whoever won was
Yeah.
going to be champion. What was it? The World Rumble in 2016 was like that. You know, the title was vacated, and whoever won the belt.
That was 2016. Yeah.
That's the only time they ever done it in WWE. They've done it in WCW plenty of times, but in WWE was the first time they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Even like despite all the injuries they had, I feel like it was better than a lot of the other ones. Cause like they had AJ Styles, Chris Jericho,
Yeah.
Triple H.
A little dog on the front porch. That's harsh.
So yeah, that
Quacks like a rat. If it quacks like a rat. Oh, you gotta love Mean Gene. Oh
something doesn't
man.
smell right here. Something doesn't smell right. Sting's trying not to laugh now. You're gonna see us.
That was a good little segment right there. That was good.
Sting was trying not to laugh there for a minute when he said that. See, I
It's
don't see
supposed
how
to be a
some of the
serious thing, and then Mean Gene goes never with the comedy.
see. I don't see how some of the wrestlers hold it in. Like Jake Hager's the worst person for that. Like when the Inner Circle first started, he just sat there trying not to laugh.
Yeah, that was pretty funny though. Chris
He would just
Jericho made
stare
him laugh
into
a
the
few
camera.
times.
He would just stare into the camera when they first started the Inner Circle. Corey, who was the next special guest coming up? Coming on? It's a few different people. Not as finalized, but um, mostly well, I guess former WCW stars, current AEW
Mm,
stars, a few
mm.
former TNA and current TNA people, or Impact, whatever you want to call them. There's a few different people. I expect to have at least one or two of them on this year.
Nice.
I'm just waiting for the confirmation.
Yeah, we got some good stuff coming down the pike.
Yep. I want to get Chris Sabin on. Because since we had Alex Shelley, I want Chris Sabin on. But Chris Sabin's a more busy person, it looks like.
Yeah, nowadays,
Next,
yeah, he's pretty damn busy now.
there were many stopped wrestling for a while. Is it the next one's episode 12, right?
Yeah, I'm at a commercial. I'm about to start the show.
Yep, I got a commercial too. Whole minute commercial.
All right, I'm
I'm
about to go into
eyeing
the show. I'm gonna pause it, so let me know when you're done with the commercial. Or when the commercial's done with you.
it.
There's a skip intro button. Why would I want to skip this badass intro?
No, come on. Too many commercials. They do it so you'll pay for the ad free
Yeah.
stuff. That did not sound right on the State Farm commercial, what he just said. I don't know how that didn't get canceled, what he just said. My State Farm, too. He said, I like the smell, uh, you know,
Yeah, I got you.
I don't know how they let that fly. I don't see
Flew under the
cancel culture.
radar.
I don't see cancel culture here. They should be.
All right, I'm at the
There
intro,
was,
so whenever you're ready.
I'm going into it now.
All right, press and play.
November 20th, 1995.
Jeez, at this time I was like in what? I was like in fifth grade, sixth grade. Jeez, I feel old.
I wish I could have lived through some of the stuff
Hmm.
because really there wasn't any dirt sheets or anything back then, really. So what you saw
No,
was you thought it was real.
I mean they had
But there was a
magazines and
point,
stuff, but you know,
like there was a point where I thought everything was real, like when I was younger.
I think when I
But some
first
stuff,
started watching it, I was like that. When I first started watching it, and I was like probably, probably 6 or 7 when I first started getting into it. At the time, yeah, I thought it was real. And then over time, I got more into it, and then I found out, sure, not everything's 100% real, but it's fascinating because it's like a violent play, you know.
because like even though some of the storylines might be not, like not of them, not it's not really as personal as you think it is. Like a lot
Yeah,
of moves they do is real. Like you can't fake falling off a 20-foot ladder. Jim Ross said that. I didn't get it from him. I just came up because he said you can't learn how to fall off a 20-foot ladder. And
that's
I don't see
true.
how you could practice. I don't see how you could practice to learn how to dive off a 20-foot ladder. But there is some feuds that are real, like CM Punk and Hangman. That was a real
Yeah,
life feud. CM
and
Punk let
Seth,
that be known.
and Seth and Riddle, they really don't like each other in real life. They hate each other.
Yeah, I seen that promo. He brought his kids up in it, and his wife divorced him.
Yeah, that was a low blow, but it was made for great TV. Oh, he's out. He'll be right back, folks. Oh, we got Scott Norton. Dude was so underrated back then, man. Scott Norton. There you go. Shark attack.
This match is already going to be a. This doesn't look good at all. Already. I like Scott Norton, though. I like Scott Norton. He was really good in New Japan for a while.
I think they should have pushed him harder in WCW. I don't think he got what he desered
No,
because he
Shark. I
was a
like Shark.
beast.
I like Shark better in WWE as the Earthquake.
Yeah. Did you know he used to be a sumo wrestler? Like a legit
No, I didn't know
sumo
that.
wrestler? Yep.
I remember one
Before he
time at
started wrestling,
WrestleMania.
before the WWF, he was a sumo wrestler.
I remember one time on the pre-show of one WrestleMania, Big Show was in a sumo wrestling match.
Yeah, I remember that too. And the shark or earthquake he was what you would call a yokozuna. A yokozuna was like the champion of sumo wrestling, which is where Yokozuna got his name from. The character. He was a champion of sumo.
Everyone thinks that he's from Japan just because of the character, but he's really Samoan.
Yeah, he's
Which
part of
which
the he's part of the
which
dynasty.
which with his look, they had him as you could really, if you had to guess, he very well could be from Japan, just by how they had how they had his attire set up,
Yeah,
and with his manager being Mr. Fuji, that kind of made it look like he was from Japan.
that was one of the coolest characters back then. Was Yokozuna? He was badass though. I like that character.
That dude got huge over, like he left WWE and then he came back. Man,
Yeah, because what happened? See, what happened was is that they wanted him to take it. They wanted him to diet, but he just wouldn't stop eating. And he
I
just kept
remember
eating. They let him go.
on the W there was a WWE documentary about like that he had to go to the WWE sent him to the University of UCLA to do like
Yeah.
a diet or to help him lose weight so he can come back. But
Hmm.
what he would do is like he would work out and stuff, but he would try to call people and have them sneak in stuff for him,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they
Have him
caught
smuggle
someone
in
trying,
pizza.
yeah, like someone tried to try to sneak in burgers. Then they finally caught him. Like he had been doing that every day since he got there. So he's not even he's just defeating the purpose of the whole thing.
Yeah, I think he got like close to 600 pounds, a little bit more over that.
Because
And
like
like
I
that's the only problem that he had was that WWE they just wanted him to eat less, and he wouldn't stop.
because I remember Bruce Prichard said in it like they don't even care about his wrestling career. Like they care about his personal well being at that point because it's gonna be life or
Yeah,
death. He doesn't stop, but he
and that was Yokozuna's thing. That was his addiction was food. You know how other wrestlers have drug addictions. His addiction was food. Like for real, he would not stop eating.
that was just really funny how he would have people sneak him in food like that into a UCLA college, a place for you to lose weight. Like that's what it's designed for.
I mean, how do you sneak a large pizza in to a to a facility where you're not supposed to have anything to eat?
He was also in documentary like he really cared about people. Like he would of course like the like Usos like when they were little like he would have them do something and then when they did it like Yokozuna would give him like $200.
Yeah, yeah,
Like it wouldn't be no 10. I remember them talking. There wouldn't be no $5 or $10. It'd be $100.
yeah. The Usos are pretty close to Yokozuna. They were tight. I mean, that whole family's pretty tight knit. I mean, it's not hard to believe they're going to have one of them in the White House eventually. It's going to be
Or
Anna
the
while he's
Rock.
sitting in the White House, or the Rock, probably the Rock. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rock went for office. He probably win too.
Probably, I don't know if he could do it this next term because he's got movies to film up until 2028 that he's already committed to.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's already
When is he
signed for
not
another
shooting a
Black Adam.
movie?
He's
He's either
always
shooting a
shooting
movie
something.
or doing something with his daughters, or
He never has time off. Like he's got the Young Rock series. He's probably gonna be making a few sequels to the Black Adam,
probably.
which
I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure it's gonna do well.
oh my god. Did you ever see that? Did you ever watch Baywatch? Did you ever see that episode with them all in the with Macho Man and all them in the episode?
Yeah,
That's how goofy it looks with them in the wrestling tights on the beach. It's just so quick and goofy looking. I guess that's the charm of it all. Is that was just so goofy. I mean, imagine going to the beach and then all of a sudden you see like Hulk Hogan walking down like he's finna leg drop somebody. But I see why it's funnier that way though. They noticed that Kevin Sullivan's paint is red this episode.
I don't know what happened here.
Yep, looks like he's out again. Bobby Heenan's never really liked him. Oh, great. Now we have Disco Inferno. That's just great. Just what I wanted to see. I'm not a fan of Disco Inferno. I never have been. It's quite annoying. I could see him as enhancement talent for WCW. Sure. It's just I don't know. It just felt like I don't know. Just the character I just never got. It just seemed like a guy who watched too much Saturday Night Fever. In my opinion. It's Eddie, Eddie. Oh, there's Connor. There he is.
Sorry about that. My computer's acting up a little bit. Just restarted it real fast.
You're good. It happens to me all the time, man. Everybody
Sometimes,
knows that. Who watches this, it happens to me all the time.
sometimes when I power off and power it back on, it acts fine all of a sudden.
Yeah, sometimes that's the way it works for me too.
I don't know what happened, but in the chat, a lot of people's comments disappeared. I don't know.
What comments aren't there anymore on your side?
Like, is all the comments still there on your side? Or can you see
Yeah,
the
they're
comment?
still here on my side. You might have to reload. You might have to refresh the page to see the comments if they're not popping up.
Like, whose names does it say on there on yours? Does it say Josh Barrett or someone?
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, nonetheless, those are all comments anyways. But get Jimmy Hart on here. Like that'd be good. Have Jimmy Hart on here.
yeah, it'd be great, man. I mean, it'd be great to pick his brain.
I want to get Jim Ross on here if anyone, but that would be
That'd be
really
a
hard to
great
do.
get.
That'd be really hard to like some of these people. It's really hard to get on because like especially Jim Ross, he does AEW. He travels a lot, and
Hmm.
you never know. I never thought we could get Buddy Matthews on here.
Yeah, that was a great get. I never thought we can get Sabu on here, the living legend himself.
Yeah,
That
he
was a
was.
great get.
That was definitely a once in a lifetime documentary, once in a lifetime interview. All the stories he told was you won't hear it anywhere else.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Sabu.
It's Eddie Guerrero versus Brian Pillman.
Yep.
Oh, slot.
And as I recall, this is a pretty good. This is actually a pretty good match too, as I recall.
Yep, I made this match the part of the thumbnail.
Look at Brian Pillman with the racist stuff.
So I was right. The two matches I did pick were the featured matches: Dean Malenko and Sting on episode 11, and Eddie
Hmm.
and Brian Pillman on 12. Oh, that was good.
Now this is right whenever Pillman was going to the Four Horsemen, and right before you can see little bits of the loose cannon character kind of coming out. If you really pay attention to them.
I think
Oh, beautiful drop kick by Eddie.
Brian Pillman was one of their biggest losses to
I
WWE.
think so. Yeah, I think so
They
too.
like later on they lost Eddie Guerrero, but that was like when you knew WWE was going down, like
Yeah,
Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko. It's like four or five of them who went over there at one time.
yeah. I remember there was a point in time where Brian Pillman was the talk of all three promotions. He was the talk of ECW, WCW, and WWF. Like they were trying to get him. And I think
Yeah,
he ended up appearing on ECW, but he signed with WWF.
like he made an appearance in all of them in his career, WCW,
Yeah.
ECW, and but once his contract expired with, I think like he wanted more money.
Mm-hmm.
It was
He
on
was
the dark side.
leverage.
It was on the dark side of the ring, but like they weren't really using him after the Four Horsemen. So they
Yeah.
wasn't really using him, and they was bringing in a lot of former
Mm-hmm.
WWE guys like Ted DiBiase. Uh,
Yeah.
they brought every and anyone they could get, and then he went to ECW. I think like he made like one last appearance on all three of them. Then
Yeah.
I could be
Yeah.
wrong. And then he signed with one of
Yeah.
them.
Brian Pillman. Yeah, Brian. Because the thing is, they wanted him to sign in for ECW, but at the time he was kind of playing the field. He was seeing what money he could get, and I think WWF was offering the bigger check. But this throughout this whole thing, the brilliant part about it was that Brian Pillman was testing this. He was testing the loose cannon character out in WCW, ECW, and then finally in WWE when he got to actually, I guess kind of portray the loose cannon the way he wanted to.
Yeah, I feel like he was the best. His best run was in WWE when he left
Yeah.
WCW.
As far as business, I mean, it was brilliant move, brilliant move. I mean, he stood back and just let them make offers, and he took the biggest one.
Corey, Brian Pym was a hot free agent back then. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
like
100% true.
for all three. Well, I wouldn't consider ECW a major promotion, but it was still like uh, it was still known. Just wasn't like WCW,
Hmm.
WWE. But for all three of them to be bidding like a bidding war
Yeah.
just to get one person, he was definitely the hottest free agent.
I
Oh,
remember when he signed with WWF. I mean, it was a huge deal. It was huge news when he signed with them.
he'll do top rope, move off the top rope to the outside and lands right on the barricade.
It was always scary to watch, man, because you can land wrong and break something. You break a
They call him,
collarbone or something.
well, they call him Flying Brian.
Hell yeah.
What time stamp are you at?
Right now I'm at 17 minutes and 42 seconds.
All right.
And yeah, Flying Brian just landed on the barricades. That was a harsh looking landing, too.
Did Eddie Guerrero just dive out on your end?
Yeah, over the turnbuckle, over the post.
See, that's a higher, like just by being on the top rope and looking at the distance, you're gonna jump.
Yeah, I mean that's a good. I don't know. I mean, because
See, like a lot of
I was.
people, like their first time training, and like they give them top rope, and they actually see how high up you are. And they're like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I don't know if I want to do. I don't know if I want to get on the top rope ever
I
because
mean, because
it
the
doesn't
ring
look.
itself is what a good 10, 12 feet off the ground as it is, and then you get on the top rope, you had another what, 5 feet, 6 feet,
And depending
depending on
on
the height of
your
the person.
yeah, like to hide the person. So if you're at least 6'2", yeah, it could be.
Yeah, so so you got somebody that's like three, that's like 6'3", getting up there. He's like 12 feet. Well, not well, way more than 12 feet. I would say like close to like 15, 16 maybe off
But
the ground.
a lot of people nowadays, especially a wrestler size like Johnny Gargano or Ray Phoenix, Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, they'll go to
Whoa!
it's like Guerrero one with the roll up. I think it was roll up, right? One with the
He
roll
hit
up,
the frog splash.
frog splash. That was a good match.
That was
That's,
dope.
that's probably gonna be the best match of the night. Well, for this episode, because I
Yeah,
don't think
perfect
Cena.
brain buster by Eddie Guerrero. That was a perfect brain buster.
There was a lot of high risk moves in this match. Yeah, the Brain Buster was good. That was a good,
Ah, perfect.
but uh, like a lot of wrestlers like the size of Gargano, Jungle Boy, Darby, Sammy Guevara, Ray Phoenix, like they'll go to like a choreograph, like for like movie sets, like how they do like choreograph
Yeah,
stunts in movies, and they'll go to something like that, and they'll uh, learn how to like choreograph some of the high risk moves, like not anyone can just do by just doing it, like
right.
just like not like a normal frog splash, like it's a more of a like you have to go to a choreograph person to be able to do those kind of moves, and they learn it from there. Then they just transfer it to wrestling.
Hmm.
That's how they're able to do it. I know Marco Stunt did well because I live right here, like 10 minutes from him. Like that's how he
Oh yeah, that's
transitioned.
right.
He transitioned his choreograph lessons to wrestling, and because you can't teach
Hmm.
yourself some of that stuff.
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean that's difficult stuff to learn just to pick up, like just to.
maybe a frog splash and a swanton you could pick up. That's easy, but some of the some of the stuff that Sammy does and Ray Phoenix especially, you can't just pick that up in a few days.
Right.
That's definitely a work in progress because you don't want to.
I mean, unless you grew up in gymnastics. I mean,
Yeah, you had like a choreograph or gymnastics would like those two are very great things to like while you're like in wrestling training, do like choreograph and gymnastics and do that as well as wrestling training uh,
yeah.
and take that into wrestling, and you're able to do a lot of more of a high flying move sets. Especially Julia Hart, who is a cheerleader, she's very good at some of those moves. So is Penelope Ford
Yeah. Being agile and flexible really helps.
because they have that experience from being a cheerleader, which can
Yeah.
transition over to wrestling. Because I see some people like when I used to try to do wrestling, they would just try to do it, and see a lot of that stuff. You have to really be careful because you could really seriously hurt yourself, like break your
Yeah.
neck.
I've seen it happen. It's so easy to break something if you're not being careful and not properly trained. I've seen it
Yeah,
happen dozens of times to people.
especially these
People that just go in
backyard,
there and people that go in there and say, "Oh, I want to be a wrestler." They go in there and break an arm, break a leg.
especially these backyard wrestlings. Like that's why
Oh
on WWE,
God.
like they say, like do not try this at home type thing. They used
Yeah.
to put up. Like I know a few people who died doing backyard wrestling who got on a ladder and tried to do a swan tom and landed right on his neck and he died.
Oh jeez.
Like this was years ago, but still
That sucks though, man. But at the
like just
same
because
time, dude, what are you
like
doing up there?
just because you see it on TV doesn't mean like they've had years of training, years of experience doing it.
Yeah.
You're just waking up one day, well, I want to do a swan tom. Well,
Let me ask you a question. If a child gets hurt from watching something that they've seen on wrestling, watching wrestling, should the wrestling company be responsible for that?
Not if they're doing what WWE did, like do not try us at home, like they have the
Hmm.
warning, they show it nonstop.
Yeah.
But I would say if they weren't, maybe, but because WWE did
I mean,
get sued for that a few times, and didn't because before
oh yeah.
like they didn't do that, but once they got sued for a few times, they had the video package of "Do Not Try Us at Home." They had like voiceovers from John Cena and a few others like
Yeah, that's true.
telling like their like all their real life uh like injuries and surgeries they've had and telling people do not try us at home.
Yeah,
But it's really could be the parents' fault a little bit too.
I
Because
agree. I
how did I
agree.
how did I get up on a ladder in the first place?
Yeah.
But it could
Who
go
gave them
either way.
access to the ladders and everything?
I could see it being WWE's fault a little bit, but since they're putting that warning out like over and over and over and over and
Yeah.
over, that they really do care about, do not try us at home.
I think. I mean, I'm. On the same boat. I feel like, hey, if they give you fair warning not to try it at home, I mean, they give you a warning. I I think after that, it's up to the parents. It's like whether they want them to watch that stuff or not. Like it's up to them, to say, hey, you can't watch this wrestling because you're gonna try to do it. Or they can be like, okay, they realize that it's just a show, and sure, you can watch it. Like me growing up, my folks, they let us watch it because we knew what it was. We weren't gonna fucking go out there and break our necks. We just enjoyed watching the entertainment.
Like if you really want to be a wrestler, do it the right way. Like go to an actual wrestling school, get trained by actual wrestlers.
Yeah.
Because getting trained by backyard wrestling isn't. I mean, a lot of people say like just because the Hardys did it, they can do it. But they were still
The
trained.
Hardys,
Yeah,
that was rare. And yeah, they were training too.
yeah, they were still trained in a way. Like even though they were doing backyard wrestling, like, they were still being trained by actual wrestlers in the process of doing that.
Yeah.
Is a little bit of difference, but I've actually seen one backyard wrestling that looked very very good. It was in someone's backyard. Had a real ring, like a real wrestling ring, and a good
Hmm.
setup. They had actual wrestlers in someone's backyard, and like they had live shows. Then people from the next door neighbors would like watch. I
No,
forget
that's
what it was
cool.
called. I forget what it was called.
That'd
I'll
be
have to look
dope
that
to
up.
live right next door to somebody who wrestles. And then every weekend they're out there wrestling. That'd be dope to just walk outside, hang
Like
out
it
in the
was
backyard, and just watch them wrestling.
like it it looked like it was in someone's apartment area because people was watching from the top of their house. Like it looked like an apartment because they was watching from their balcony or whatever.
Hmm. That's cool.
It was really cool how like all the neighbors was watching. Like people were like really chanting and watching wrestling for free. It was just really
That's awesome. They got into it.
it's very very unique. I never seen anything like that. What was that called? Like this was years ago because I was thinking about this was years ago again. I was gonna do my own backyard wrestling. This was years and years and years ago. Now looking back at it, it's a stupid idea. I was maybe 7, 8 years old when I had that idea.
Hmm.
I never actually did it though. It was kind of a dull match between Big Brother Rogers and Where We Were Hot.
Yeah. I wouldn't say this is a pay-per-view kind of match.
Was
Eric told him, everyone wanted to see this on pay-per-view, but you're watching it for free. I was like, well, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, it was called VBW Wrestling. Uh, they haven't put that out in 4 years.
It sounds awesome though.
But I'll send it to like you can see on someone's balcony. Like, there's a whole bunch of people just watching, and it is very very unique.
Hmm. That's cool.
I guess it didn't last too long because they haven't done anything in 4 years, or they all progressed to be actual wrestlers. You never know.
Oh, that was so. What was that? Was that a? That was a huge botch.
What the hell?
Did you see that? What was that? I'm not sure what the hell they're trying to do.
Like when Big Brother was going off the ropes.
Yeah. What the? Don't tell me that's how they ended the match. He hit himself in the head with it.
Yeah, that,
Okay, that's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever seen. You tape your own fist up, and then you and then you get knocked out by your own fist.
that's how you lose the match. That that seems like a WCW move. Who had Kevin
That's
Nash get
very WCW.
because Kevin Nash got hit by someone. Like no one was even there, and then lose the match.
Oh
And
man,
like people, like there's a conspiracy theory saying that a ghost hit him or something.
that's too funny.
That's WCW for like you won't get those finishes anywhere else.
Right.
Like Sting's outfit. He always has good ring attire. Did you guys see Mall of America? Yeah, I see where they had the first ever Nitro. They had wrestling there.
Yeah.
It didn't look nothing like how WCW was, but it looked somewhat in a way how it would look. They had Orange Cassidy, Rob Van Dam,
Really? That's cool.
yeah, the Mall of
Huh.
America. It didn't look quite like how WCW had it, but it looked somewhat of what they used to do it. How they used to have it.
That's news to me.
Like AEW would run there one time,
That would be cool to watch though. AEW in the Mall of America. That'd be great.
or them going to the Hammerstein Ballroom and where like ECW used to run.
Oh. Huh.
And like like AEW is more of a ECW. Well, it could be a little bit of everything really. It could be a little mix of ECW, WCW, old school WWE. Like it's not really
Yeah.
one mix in AEW. Like there's a lot of technical wrestling, high flying, hardcore wrestling. There's a mixture of a lot of things in AEW.
That's the awesome thing about it. I think
See, in WWE,
it's
you
kind of
really don't. In WWE, all you really have is high flying and technical. And that's all I could think of. Like they don't really have like a
yeah.
lot of the hardcore wrestling or the gimmicky wrestling. Well, I would say like they have a few gimmicky wrestlers like Danhausen or this pizza guy who's been on there recently.
Yeah, the pizza guy.
But the way AEW builds them up is like they're top merchandise sellers. Like Orange Cassidy and Danhausen's become very big merchandise sellers for a wacky character. Some would say.
I mean, from a business standpoint, I mean, if they're making all that money in merchandise and all that stuff. I mean, I think
Hogan,
that's more beneficial to the as far as like you know them being with the company longer. They're not going to fire them. They're not going to let them go as long as they're making money for the company.
yeah. If they're making money for you, you're gonna keep them.
Exactly.
or you're gonna be more eager to keep him. And that's why I don't think AEW will get rid of CM Punk. I don't think they. I don't think
You have to
they.
keep the goose that lays the golden egg comfortable.
I don't think they can afford to lose CM Punk. Really, I don't think they can. Because even though, see, I'm not. Everyone's just picking one side of that whole thing of the elite and CM Punk. Everyone's criticizing CM Punk, but no, but it just seems like one person's getting the blame of it all.
I mean, I can see they both have blame, but you can't not see
Yeah,
Punk's being a bit of an asshole about it all.
yeah, he definitely said what he thought at that post media scrum. It
And
could have been
meanwhile, you
handled.
notice that the Bucks and Hangman and all of them, they haven't said anything. They have kept their mouths shut. But CM Punk, he's the one that wants to go off on everybody. Went off on Colt. He went off on the
I
Bucks,
think
Kenny.
I think he had it because apparently what he was saying was what he was, which I could see it being true, that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega spread rumors to wrestling news sources about CM Punk getting Colt Cabana off TV. But I think CM Punk was fine with him being on TV because Colt Cabana would have never won against Bryan Danielson on Dynamite.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
really,
there,
I don't even think that the Bucks and Kenny needed to spread any rumors about Colt and Punk because fans already had that idea in their head. Anyway, it wasn't like they needed Punk and Kenny to spread rumors. I mean, most fans were thinking that stuff from the beginning anyway.
which I just don't see CM Punk having anything to do with Colt Cabana and AEW because like they never encountered each other. They never like everything was fine when they were there together until like basically until Hangman and CM Punk happened.
Yeah, I mean, but
But CM,
as far as business, there's no reason for them to even be maligned with each other. I mean, because I mean, they haven't talked in years. I don't see why. And in
yeah,
Punk, I'm not sure why he brought Code up in the first place at that media scrum. I think because somebody else brought Code up, and he
yeah,
just went off.
yes, yeah. When they first started, a fan asked him about it, and Tony Khan, it was a little bit of Tony Khan's fault. Tony Khan, he no commented it, and CM Punk went ahead and went full blasted on.
It's just I'm saying though, that's the point I'm making. Tony Khan could have put a smash to all that
But
stuff. He
but
could have
Tony Khan,
stopped it
he
all.
he told the
But
person that
because CM Punk is the goose who lays the golden egg, he let him say what he wanted to say, and all that backlash came about.
he, but Tony Khan, after he saw that, the person who asked the question, he told him like I'm sorry, he said I'm sorry, like I didn't like answer your question first. He said that over and over.
But I
He,
mean, at that
he
whole
went
thing, you could. I mean, if you really listen to Tony, he was kind of, I, w- in a roundabout way, he was kind of kissing CM Punk's ass and like making it seem like he's the one who made the whole thing work, and that got on my nerves a little bit because I mean, it takes two to tango. He's not the only person in there working. And
yeah.
but if you notice that if you listen back, he made it seem like CM Punk was the one who brought all those asses into the seats. He made it seem like it was him that did all that, and that's where I kind of disagreed on that whole thing.
I mean, I will say that ever since CM Punk has been in AEW, things have ticked up like with ratings, merch sales, ticket sales, YouTube views. That's the
Yeah,
peak. But things could have been handled in a different way.
yeah. I feel
Like
like he was
everything
putting. I feel
started.
like he put. I feel like he put CM Punk on a pedestal. He tried to make him above everybody else, and that really got to me because they're supposed to be like a team effort to build up the company.
Like this really all started with Cody Rhodes. Like CM Punk blamed the Young Bucks and Kenny for Cody Rhodes leaving that they couldn't work out their issues, and that's why he said that he works with kids. He works with children because they can't work out their stuff. That's what he was.
From what I heard, Cody Rhodes has nothing against Tony at all. It was business. He just needed
Yeah,
more money, and he went to
it
where
was
he can
something,
get it. It wasn't
but
personal.
was 2020, sometime in 2020. Cody Rhodes and the Elite have nothing to do with each other. They were not in
That
BTE
makes
anymore.
sense.
They weren't seen on TV together. They had nothing to do with each other. I don't know what happened, but and CM Punk blamed
I
them
mean,
for not working out their issues. Which
but really, everybody knows that Cody was always on the island of his own. He's always been like the Bullet Club over there, and I'm with them. I'm Cody with the Bullet
yeah,
Club. He's it's not it was never like Cody was in the Bullet Club. It was like Cody with the Bullet Club. You know,
I don't think,
it's always been that. He's always kind of been that way.
but I don't think AEW can afford to lose CM Punk because this year, like on Shop AEW, the top sellers for the year, there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. There's 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 14 shirts of CM Punk's that was top sellers of the year.
Damn. Hmm.
And that's not even including like like live merchandise at the shows, like at the
Yeah.
merchandise stand. Because when I went to All Out, like it, it was either buying FTR shirts or CM Punk shirts. Like especially for the day of All Out, everyone was wearing a CM Punk shirt. Everyone was buying a CM Punk
Yeah,
shirt.
that
But
makes sense though.
it's their biggest merchandise draw that they've ever had. He's like he's their biggest. I feel like he's their only way of competing with WWE. Like
Mhm.
he's their John Cena. He's their they just.
Oh,
But I think this break with CM Punk being injured, like regardless, he's regardless, he's still going to be out for 8 to 9 months being injured.
yeah, he's gonna
So
be out for a while.
the elite will 100% be back first. So maybe this break will give them all to think about things and to regroup.
And the thing is, if I was writing the show, if I was the head writer, I would bring him back as a major heel and have him make his slow, steady pace back to the title picture, but have
Yeah,
him be like this huge heel.
yeah. When he comes back, he's gonna have to work his way back up to the world title.
Yeah,
He's ain't no way he'll be able to go right back up to it. But I hope they continue. I really want to see MJF and CM Punk. Like that's the best feud in AEW history, besides Kenny Omega and Hangman. Uh,
yeah.
Everything just doesn't align with the stars with them. Like if it wasn't for CM Punk doing that stupid dive in Los Angeles, he never would have got injured in the first place and never would have had to do an interim. But he decided to do that stupid dive. Like he even said it was stupid on his part. He dived into the fans and broke his foot or something.
It looked like it really hurt though, because if you watched his foot, it didn't look like a really comfortable little landing
Like he
on the
said when he
barricade.
like he said when he first hit, he didn't feel anything. But once he started walking to the ring, he started feeling it. And then he wrestled on it, and that just made it even worse. So if that would have never happened, MJF would have won the title at All Out. Then MJF
Probably,
comes back at
yeah.
All Out. CM Punk gets injured again. And then he gets suspended.
I mean,
The 3 times.
I'm predicting that MJF is going to at least get that title. It's going to get the title before the year's over with, or before the end of next year. I'll put it like that. He's going to be a champion.
He'll probably win it at Full Gear next month because he's got the golden chip that he won
That's
at All Out.
true. I forgot all about that. That's true. He does have the chip.
But I don't understand their rules for that because Tony Khan said he gets a match opportunity. But MJF said he can cash it in at any time.
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying. I'm going by what MJF says. I'm saying like if he says he can cash in any time, that's what's going to happen. He's the holder of the chip.
I don't think he's going to cash it in though because if he does, who is Moxley? Who is he going to go against at Full Gear?
Oh,
The
okay. I see what you're saying. So they should just make a huge match out of it.
Moxley versus MJF at Full Gear
Yeah, okay. I see
because
what you're saying.
Because if they had MJF win it, then do MJF and Moxley again at Full Gear, you're just repeating. You're doing the same thing with CM Punk and Moxley again, like how they did before. And I think MJF versus Moxley would be a big time main event pay per view match.
Okay, good point. Okay, yeah, okay. I didn't think
But
about
I don't
that.
know
That's
because it's like if he cashes it in, who would he go against at Full Gear? Because I know Moxley's he's gonna have to be at Full Gear because since they've lost a lot of their star, not all of it, but CM Punk and
yeah,
the Elite being out.
yeah.
But I'm curious to see how all that plays out because none of this is predictable. I don't know
Hmm.
what's gonna happen. Which the Giant,
Oh,
he with the chair.
look at the fans, man. They're losing their minds though. That's crazy.
Nowadays, well, that was a pretty bad choke slam right there. They got a chair, Sting and Hogan. Ooh, I'm surprised they got him that clothesline out of the ring like that. With like the way they had the chair.
Oh, what the?
Who was the wrestler or the manager who like they would blow a whistle when they would come out? Was it Bill
That was
Alfonso?
Bill Alfonso, the Fonz.
He was RVD's manager, Sabu's manager. It's kind of like Bobby Heenan. He
Yeah,
managed a lot of people. Yeah, like he's gonna think like
Taz, Sabu, a few people. Yeah,
he would have that whistle and he would blow it nonstop.
he tells the best stories though. If you ever watch his shoot interviews, he tells great stories.
6 days away from World
He
War
was there.
Three.
I believe Bill Alfonso was there the night that Bruiser Brody didn't sell for Lex Luger, and Lex Luger hopped out of the cage and ran out the arena because Bruiser Brody wouldn't sell him. And Bruiser he thought Bruiser Brody was about to really kill him, which he probably was.
Yeah, Bruiser Brody was a big dude. He Nick Camarada
Yeah,
in
he was
AEW.
huge.
Nick Camarada in AEW reminds me a lot of him. He's kind of
Yeah.
uh he's kind of different away from his other character. He's got the hat on and he's not the same character anymore. But I believe
Hmm.
Nick Camarada could be a huge star in AEW in the coming years. Right now he's a jobber because he's with QT Marshall, but
Hmm. Yeah, that's who I heard that story from was the Fonz. It was pretty funny because they have a video of it too. They have a video of Lex Luger hitting on Bruiser, and Bruiser's just standing there, just staring at him. And
it's like a
then
real
Luger's
fight.
like, Luger's like, "Fuck this!" He helps out because it was a cage match, and Luger goes over the cage and just hightails it out the building. He just goes because he wasn't because Bruiser wasn't selling at all. He was just looking, he was like a statue.
Yeah,
And
I
I
know.
mean, that would scare anybody if you're sitting there hitting him and he's not selling for you. What do you think's gonna happen? I'm thinking he's gonna attack me. So
Especially a big guy like uh, Bruiser Brody. Like, I don't know if I would have done that.
but if you ever
Yeah,
get a
from much,
chance, look it up on YouTube. There's a video of Lex Luger running away from Bruiser. It's funny.
yeah, that was pretty much it for the WCW reaction. That was end of 12. I don't know how we'll do the
That
next
was
one because
awesome.
I don't know if the next episode is a pay per view, World War Three, or was Nitro. I'm not sure. I'm about to look that up of how it is in chronological order. But
Okay.
My favorite episode
Because I
was episode
think,
11.
yeah, I was about to say that my favorite one was probably the first one.
Like episode 11 was better than 12, but I did like Eddie Guerrero and Brian Pillman. That was probably the best match on the card. One of the
Yeah,
best match on 11 was probably Dean Malenko and Sting. But
yeah, fast paced. It was great.
Johnny B. Bad and Eddie Guerrero was pretty good too. That was a pretty good match.
Yeah, I think they're coming. They're gonna have a match at the pay per view, I believe.
Yeah, the World War III for the what was it, the television title or the
I think he's the either television or cruiserweight. I forget.
yeah, I know Johnny Best got a title because he beat DDP for it.
Yeah, it's probably the
But
TV
yeah,
title then.
it's either the United States or TV. It's one of those two belts.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that was pretty much it for our WCW reaction. Episodes 11 and 12. I look forward to doing these every Monday. Get back to doing these every Monday.
Yep.
But yeah, we'll be back Wednesday for our AEW Dynamite live reaction. And then Thursday, Carly's possibly having her show. And then Friday, we have Rampage. Rampage will be kind of 2 hours. Rampage will be live, and then right after Rampage, but all the belts will be live. So it's 2 hours of live AEW.
Okay. Cool.
We'll be doing that. But yeah, definitely check out the Elliott's own social media accounts and leave the description below Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Spotify. To definitely our Facebook and Twitter to catch up with all of our special guest announcements when we're going live, and all that stuff. But yeah, we will see. Well, and definitely subscribe to Ollie's own YouTube channel right here. We're at 225. My goal is to get to 300 by the end of this year. It's coming. The year's coming to an end real fast. So I think it can be done though.
Yeah, we got this.
But yeah, we'll see you guys Wednesday for Dynamite.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Peace.